afternoon, Guardians. TBL here from Planet Destiny, coming back at you guys to continue our ongoing coverage of IGN's first series on Destiny 2. For this video, we get to hear from senior sandbox designer Claude Jerome, as well as Bungie senior effects artist David Samuel. And they had a lot to say about the brand new Titan subclass. First off, they made note that this is the first true Void roaming super they've ever put into the Destiny franchise. I suppose you could kind of argue that Night Stalker's somewhat of a roaming super, if you run with Quiver for the extra shots and whatnot, but they said that because this is the first roaming super for Void classes, they kind of wanted to build something that could be both aggressive and really versatile. And so, when building the Sentinel class, they wanted to build up something that could be used for both offense, physical, and ranged, as well as some form of defense. And because of that, they've given the Sentinel super a lot of different utilities that we get to see a lot of over this video. We get to see it being used for melee attacks that cause you to rush forward or slam out of the sky. We get to see that you can throw it, it ricochets off walls and can hit multiple enemies by doing so. And you can also block with it, allowing you to play a form of support that's kind of similar to what you can do with, say, the Relic Shield in the Vault of Glass right now in Destiny. You can kind of have a block mechanic that works like that. The melee rush you can use with it is basically a Void shoulder charge, allowing you to cross a rather sizable distance pretty quickly. You know, based on what we saw, it sort of looks like the Void equivalent of the Sun charge that you have as a Sunbreaker Titan. And the ranged attack, the act of being able to physically toss your shield and have it bounce off of enemies or off of walls to hit multiple targets, definitely looks like it's going to be a powerful option for some of those more enclosed spaces. I could see that being rather powerful in PvP based on what we saw in this video. I'm sure that there'll be a hard-coded max number of times that the shield can ricochet off of something before it dissipates. But in the video, the most we got to see was it bouncing off of 3 separate surfaces, 3 separate enemies before flying off screen. But either way, it definitely looks like a very powerful option. But for those of you who preferred the bubble from year 1, have no fear, it's returning as a default part of the Sentinel class. If instead of activating your super by pressing the buttons, you decide to hold them instead, you'll drop the classic Destiny 1 Ward of Dawn where you're standing. And it seems to function basically exactly the way it did in Destiny 1. It'll provide a protective area where your teammates can jump in, get an overshield, maybe get a little bit of health back. But whether or not those other Ward of Dawn buffs will be returning, well, we have yet to see. But we do have one new feature to the Ward of Dawn that should be very helpful to fire teams, and that's the fact that it now has sort of a visible effect that shows when it's going to be going away. After you've activated your super, your bubble will now actively show the damage that it's taken to alert players of when it's about to go down. As time goes on, it'll start to show tears and holes in the bubble to alert players that, hey, this thing is about to pop and you might want to jump out of it now. Overall, it looks like the Sentinel subclass has a lot of really great options. I love the fact that you can have this really aggressive super that has this great melee attack, ranged attacks, a defensive block that you can just utilize to block incoming damage, or if you want to play more of a support role, you can just kind of sit back, drop that classic Ward of Dawn, and just be the support HQ for the rest of your fire team. It seems like it's a really creative subclass, and I can't wait to get my hands on it next week when the beta goes live starting on July 18th. But alright Guardians, that's pretty much everything that was covered in today's issue of IGN First. Are you Guardians psyched about the Sentinel subclass? I certainly know I am. Make sure you stay tuned to Planet Destiny, where we will be continuing our coverage leading on into Destiny 2. This IGN First series is going to be continuing as well. Tomorrow, July 13th, is going to be a big PvP reveal, so make sure you're staying tuned. We will be covering everything we learned from that. But alright, that's it for this one, Guardians. Be sure to let us know what you guys think down in the comment section below. And as always, thanks so much for watching Planet Destiny. I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.